I say this every time, but my sentiment towards Fabtcg is... it's really not worth as much as just, you know, getting your cards and holding onto them. Or even just, you know, buying out cards. And playing the cycle game, right? When LSS decides to print someone or something. And all these Majestics out of nowhere. You know, 10x in value. Kind of insane. Like, if you had been buying up the Tails cards, you could have made bank just on that week of Rosetta's announcement. Alright. We'll start with Everfest. See what we can find. We should also hop over to TCG. Well, I think I'm too lazy to really check cards. Out of curiosity, I do want to watch Channel Thunder Step. This just seems like such a huge enabler. Oh, it's flatlined a little bit. Flatlined a lot, actually. Yeah, so that's the problem. Everyone came out of the woodwork to try and move them, and it's going back down. I mean, it's still higher than what it was. Yeah, Everfest still has a ton of cards. Makes me hope that we get a supplemental set. I feel like they could easily get away with a supplemental set over the break period. Where it's then, you know, sort of setting up for the next season of games and it just shifts the meta by a lot. I hope they do bring them back. I don't feel 3 sets a year is enough, in all honesty. Especially if, you know, if it's 1 set reappropriating a class and then 2 sets introducing new stuff, or even, you know, bringing back older stuff. Oh, Fractal Replication. Not one of the big Illusionist cards, but again, this one could have huge value depending on what type of Illusionist they come out with. Not a bad M to pull. First EA is just to pick a card. I think red, 100 win, and any of the Runeblade cards are what we really want. Revel in Runeblood. Assume that's probably going up a little bit too. Yeah, still on the rise. I think the better way to look at it is there's so few bad M's. I mean, Fractal. How much is Fractal? Still. God. Fractal Replication. I mean, even that's not horrible. But again, I would, you know, if a Majestic's under like $5, I'd probably just sit on it until it's relevant, or until, you know, something comes out of the woodwork and speculated on. Oil Pulverized though, that's also good. Now imagine how much the Kraken Aether Vein would be if that came back. Pulverized dropped? For sure it used to be on the first page. The EA is still good. What I really want is a Skull Cap. I actually do not have a Skull Cap. Ah, Pulverize has sort of declined. Still better than Fractal. Velda. Yeah. It does. Mainly because, you know, the game has heavily shifted. You go back a year or so. Oh. Now, but it's whatever. If you look at, you know, performing decks nowadays. What am I trying to do? Performing decks. We're definitely at the point where it's M's. right? You want majority M's in your deck. There are still, you know, some good cards, but they're just so impactful to have the correct M's for your hero. And they're often spread very far apart from packs. Like, you know, again, we use this as an example. To hit all the M's for Ranger, you need Outsiders, you need, weirdly, Tails, right? You need Crucible, and you need Arcane Rising. So, oh, Outsiders again, yeah. Right, so although you can get a lot from Outsiders, you have to go, you know, spread out pretty far. The other issue you do have as well is the release of a set feels great, right? If you're opening it a month later, kind of gone. So hopefully what comes in these strike decks will make up for it, and they can sort of be the new playaway. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, Ocelot. But the game has definitely shifted from collectability to playability, more so than ever. They're always better off, unless you're just trying to, you know, build up a stockpile of stuff. You're better off just buying singles. And you can probably get bulk common and rares pretty easily. You don't need open boxes. Merchant one day. I'm assuming this drop was oh here, right? Was the Fluke and Box interview saying PvEs again off the table even further. Yeah. And that's the problem. They've done their best to try and bring back one boxes, but at the same time then they've made cases worse, because there's even less guarantees. And a decent amount of M's. There's really no solution, unless they up the rates altogether. That has always been a nice aspect, where it does feel like you get more M's in a shittier box. I don't know if it still rings true. It was definitely way earlier, but it sounds like it does. Like, I still have a huge faith in the game. The game is super healthy, super competitive, doing excellently. But Sealed, I sort of have no faith in. And I gotta say, the 3-week release cycle, right, doesn't help out. Especially for new players coming into the game. I always find Rainbow Falling so funny, because if a card is super playable, right, there is a reduced difference between the normal and the Rainbow Foil. And then if a card isn't really playable, the Rainbow Foil has a decent premium to it. I don't think we did horribly. We didn't do ecstatically. The first box. We did get an L. Silver Farms. Kind of okay. Might have use one day. I mean, if this was generic, I feel like in aggro, it would be pretty cool to play. As an interesting trade-off. Maybe if the effect was reversed, and just a potion of luck. Luck, if Brainstorm, Lightning Wizard becomes a huge thing, could be good. I feel like the scabs have dropped, though, as well, have they not? And that's the other problem, is a lot of high-end cards. How to say it? The trade volume is the issue. Not deterring me from playing though, just looking. Yeah. Yeah. And the nice thing is if you get over the whole RPG element, and I think this is a huge detriment to the game in all honesty. If you get over the whole RPG element of, you know, picking the hero that you resonate with the best, then right, you can get rid of the entry cost barrier. Problem is, this game to me was founded on that whole principle. You know, you get to pick a hero, a class that you really like. And then, if you do, that's when, depending on who you pick, the cost barrier becomes a headache. I have a Klloo Scout skill. Brute was the first class I actually invested in. I have Scab skins and I have the first Rhino promo as well. I doubt there's enough sales on TCG. Yeah. I doubt one's been sold in ages. Well, who do you like to play, Ocelot? Out of curiosity. You're born to new, yeah. So you had the new set factor, you had the competitive viability factor, and then you had hot girl factor, making it a more expensive hero, unfortunately. I find strength is just very subjective in Fab. There are definitely, you know, heroes that, you know, are unplayable with the toolkits currently available to them. But if a hero is super popular, right, that leads it to, you know, see more play, leads it to a quicker development, right, from the community basis on figuring out what's good and what's bad. And sort of upskills everyone to make it a lot better than it is. Well, I couldn't say better than it is, but make it more prevalent than a class that might have gone, you know, just the right thing to make it super strong, but isn't very popular. I think Betsy would probably be a good example. They ever print more cards for Betsy, I still don't think, you know, have people willing to necessarily try it as quickly. Suppose this round on me isn't bad, cool. I'm curious now. Mask of Recurring Nightmares. I assume it's dropped. Sort of didn't bother following. Rainbow Foil is down to a $40 card. Cold Foil is still holding up. But that's incorrect, right? Because this is just someone listing it wrongly. It only has 2 versions. Yeah, but even that's, you know, on a decline. God, what? Enigma. Can I make a video saying it's $10 yet? The room has absolute horrible lighting. You're wondering why so many typos. Oh, we're getting there. One more month, it'll be at 10. Winds of Eternity. Yeah. Yeah, the community is also another highlight. I do think the community is probably the strongest out of any TCG. Mainly, again, because it's just so variable. Where you have to sort of test everything through, and it really takes, you know, community impact. Come on, just one swing big. So it's not the top M anymore, is it? Ready to roll? Wrong Groot. I feel like ready to roll on all the dice are. If they ever decide to go that route and make KO, like, they'll just pop off as well. So it's definitely worth holding on to M's, right? Swarming Gloomveil Foil. That's gotta be decent. Got the M. Yeah, B, good. Because it's competitive currently. There's not a big premium between the Rainbow Foil and the normal. I suppose if you looked around, you could probably find, or, you know, have a valid reason putting the Rainbow Foil at a premium. FOMO got me on the mask. Bought at 57, yeah. But see, that's the other issue, though. Can you call it, like, true FOMO? Because it's not fear of missing out, it's fear of missing play, right? Where everyone is a week or two ahead of you, so you have to get it so you can play properly at the current environment. Which again goes back to, I really, really dislike the 3-week cycle, right? It's fantastic for the community. Don't get me wrong about that, right? It's always awesome to have, you know, exclusives and whatnot. But think about the strike decks coming out. Imagine they are... Oh, there's packs under here. Sorry, there's a few left. Imagine the strike decks are super competitive, right? Because they finally tuned Blitz decks to actually be Blitz decks. Well, you have, what, a good 2 weeks for someone to get a hold of it and play it before everyone else. And that will happen. Is there any more in the packs? Was this box actually that good? What do we get? Thunderquake. You want blue Thunderquake? Swarming Gloomveil. Wins maybe. This round's on me. I know Techlit Pounder. I don't know if Earthlord Bounty is played anymore. We didn't get 8 of Wildfires in this, no? And that's going to be pretty insane. I also don't see how 8 of Wildfire sort of survives. It's just such a huge enabler. Nice thing though is, hopefully, they make sure not to give any of the new Wizards shooters. Alright. So we got a Swarming. Rainbow Foil last sold and slightly played. We'll call it a $20 card. Yeah. Excited about Aurora, picked up all the lightning stuff that might go into a deck super cheap. I think the lightning card will probably mellow out because we're still pretty far out from release. But yeah, definitely worth picking stuff up now. But yeah, so the 3-week cycle, right? So we have the premiere. Boxes will get cracked. They especially because they are putting more emphasis on, they want the good stuff to be shown off at the premiere, right? So they don't want to spoil any of the chase, and they want to, again, make people have, I guess, FOMO. So there'll be a ton more boxes, most likely, than even Miss Vale opened at the premiere. Then you have a week from that to the pre-release, right, where you have limited access to packs. And then you have the week after that. And that's problematic to me. Again, because for new players who see a set and get hyped up, they see those initial 4-week, that initial month of pricing, right, from the premiere, and that's a problem because it's false. And again, you know, if someone's profiteering off it, someone's losing from it. Did Fab always have that problem, right? Back when we had Unlimited, you had it for collectability issues, so it's hard to sort of quantify. Okay, Earthwall Bounty is not played. Well, the foil might be. Klloo, Pounder, be a decent one. Ah, it's only a $2-ish card. But I think this round's on me, and Swarming Gloomvale, probably enough. Yeah. And the Thunderquake. Thunderquake. I probably have to go to the EA. Nah. No one's super hyped about it. But these two cards are still probably good enough. Again, everything else, if we ever get a tech set again, you just hold, and then eventually the cards will come back.